Hello guys, and welcome to an NGB video review and a gameplay video. I'm Ben, and I'm joined by Kieran.
Hello.
I'm joined by Jonathan.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Matthew.
Hello.
And Matthew is currently in the middle of a battle in Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Suffering succotash.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so he's about to die, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah, so Hellblade, Andy reviewed it for us. There you go, he's dead. Andy reviewed it for us. He gave it a 9.5, which is a very good score indeed. It's almost perfect. So we can see here, like, you play as Senua, and the core thing about this game is that she's suffering from psychosis. So when you play the game, you have, the best way to play it is with headphones on, which we currently aren't doing. But you play it with headphones on, and you can hear like the whispers coming in, and there's voices that she hears in her head to basically go like, you can't do this, you're going to struggle, what are you doing, and all kinds of things like that. And it just puts an element of doubt in the player's mind to think what is going on. It's really strange, but it works really well. It's by Ninja Theory, who obviously they previously developed Heavenly Sword and Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, and the Devil May Cry reboot as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is kind of, the combat is sort of a bit like that in one way. It's obviously the camera is very more much more tight in that respect.
Yeah.
And it's not as nuanced, I don't think, in terms of the combat. I don't think it's as fleshed out. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's the important part of the game. Like, the important part of the game to me is the emphasis that they put on Senua's mental health and the psychosis that she's suffering, and kind of the depiction of her struggles with health issues, mental health problems, and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's actually done surprisingly well. Like, I know a lot of games tend not to deal with subjects particularly well, but Ninja Theory got people on board to talk about the first thing that you see actually when you boot the game up. It says mental health advisor, and it gives you the name of the people that they've talked to. Apparently, there was a big team of them.
Yeah.
And like, as somebody that's kind of been fairly open about issues and things like that, it's refreshing to see something being taken this seriously, even though it is a game that is it's not overly long. R2, Matt. We'll focus on stuff. So
yeah, sorry, I've just started playing this. I'm painful.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting game. I mean, it's down at about 25 quid. You have to find, so Matt's, Matt, this is the first time Matt's played this. So you essentially, for this point, you have to find the shapes that are on the door. You have to find them in the world. So if you turn around and basically walk back, you have to find those shapes in the world somewhere. It's a relatively straightforward mechanic to do, like, to kind of move on a bit. But I really like this game. It's not gonna be a game that you'll play for weeks and weeks and weeks, but it's definitely a game that sticks with you. I'm currently a little bit further on in this in my own playthrough. The game started to open up a little tiny bit. So yeah, you need to find those symbols in the world.
I guess it's not so bad that it's a shorter game when you factor in the conversation we were just having about like how all games seem to want to be open world now.
Yeah. And
so in that respect, it's nice to have a game that's a bit more focused and like does what it wants to do in that kind of time, and then like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very well crafted game.
Yeah.
And it's very well put together. It does a lot of things really well. It kind of has a lot to like about it. So I think if you go back, Matt, to where you were, you can see you've got that stick there on your right. And over there, yeah. So there you go. So then if you press R2 again to focus on that, it matches the shape up, and that's kind of...
There's a mechanic like that in Rhyme as well.
Is there?
Rhyme does that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rhyme is decidedly less grim than this. It's quite a happy little game.
We've got to try and find the H.
Yeah.
It's a good, very looking game though.
Oh,
As soon as I
does.
started playing, I was like, this is fantastic.
It does look really nice. I mean, again, this is on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
The Pro has a 60 frames a second mode,
Exactly.
so we are currently playing this at 60 on the Pro.
That can't be it.
And
No, not quite.
no, I don't think it is.
No.
It might be up there though if you have a wander up. So the early going is kind of a lot of this. You know, you'll find symbols on a door and then go up to it.
All right.
But
I like that as a puzzle.
yeah, it doesn't
Ah, yeah,
doesn't
we go.
overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
I think it does it kind of just about the right amount.
There we go.
But it, you know, I've not got as far as Andy has. Andy's obviously finished it, and the review's up on the site. But it goes places. And as I said, the audio in particular, the audio design in this game is absolutely spectacular.
Because the old use headphones line can be just like an excuse to make jump scares, like lazy jump scares, but more intense.
Yeah, but it absolutely doesn't do this.
Okay, good.
Can you not just walk through it? What about pressing X square?
Press all the buttons.
I am pressing everything. They won't let me knock on the door.
I don't think you walk knocking out. I think you walk through it.
Well, won't let me.
Okay.
I'll have to do a running start.
Yeah, I think this game does a lot right. As I said, from the way that it treats stuff, the sensibility it's got about it as well. You know, it's a £25 game that looks astonishing.
Yep.
And they've been completely open with it as well. You know, they've said, right, well, this is what the game is. This is how we're approaching it. We want to have a AAA game for an indie price. And they've done a really, really good job. I don't think there's anything to dislike about it, to be honest.
Okay.
You said about the making jump scares and stuff. I don't think there really are any jump scares as such. I think it's more of a psychological game.
Right. Cool.
Than a quiet, loud bang kind of game.
Yeah.
You might have to actually just go back the way you came, Matt, all the way back to the start again, I think.
Oh, really?
But essentially, Senua is going through into hell, and she's got to find her partner, who I believe has passed away.
Right.
Again, that's not a spoiler. That's kind of revealed fairly early on. And other than that, I don't really know a huge amount more about the story. But as I said, gone through Andy's review, and it sounds like it kind of the story diverges in the right places and does the right things.
I think I'm all for sort of games where they're a bit shorter, but it's more of an experience rather than like
absolutely
this drawn out thing. And you can just really target it. And
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those games. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they've made it, fantastic.
I like that they've not gone as well. Well, it looks great. We've done this amazing work.
Yeah.
We're going to charge 50 quid for it as well. They've actually gone, you know what? It is a bit shorter.
Yeah,
We'll do it at a reasonable price. That's pretty cool.
yeah. So that is a quick look at Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I said the full review is up on the site. Andy's given it a cracking 9.5 out of 10, and it's thoroughly deserved. I think Ninja Theory have handled this with the grace and the I think the intelligence and everything else that a lot of people were hoping that they would do.
Yeah.
But we're scared that they wouldn't. So yeah, that is going to do us, guys. Thank you ever so much. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.